Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how I rebuild my 4L60E transmission. I pulled it out of my 2004 GMC Yukon. If you haven't seen the video, click here for the link, I think, if I can figure it out. If not, I'll put it in the description. So here is the finished transmission. Overall, the rebuild wasn't too bad. There's some tough parts that I try to highlight in the video. And then here's the failed parts, so be sure to stick around to see exactly what they are and what they came from. And enjoy the video. My name is Jeremy, this is Region Automotive, and let's get to work. One last thing before we get started. I kindly ask that you like, comment, and subscribe. It simply takes 10 seconds for the viewer, and it really does keep me motivated to continue making videos and get this information out there to you guys. I really do appreciate it, and as a bonus, it makes me as happy when Borat is finally ready to take his lovely sister's hand in marriage. High five! Okay, before I jump into reassembly, we'll just kind of go over my setup here. So I went through and cleaned every part thoroughly. To do that, I just had like a little bucket there with various brushes. I used not muck off, that super clean commercial cleaner stuff, diluted. That worked pretty good actually to cut the dirt and the grease, and then I had some brake cleaner for the more precise parts. Blew it with compressed air, dried it off, and then I also, for like all the rotating bits with like tight clearances and where's the thrust washer? And the thrust washers, I sprayed some WD-40 in it as well. Again, just to get out like any water or moisture that was introduced to the tight clearances in the bearings during the cleaning process. So I did that for all of my components. There's the main case, pan, tailstock. Some of these I haven't cleaned yet, but I'll just, zip that up quickly as I put it on. But yeah, cleaned all that, cleaned our separator plate. Valve body, got that nice and clean. There's all our drums and stuff like that. Actually, I'll bring this over here because for my parts, I just got like a generic overhaul kit from Remco Transmission. And then as far as like damaged hard parts, you could say, that I'm replacing. First one is the separator plate. So you can see, yeah, you can see that. So you can see where the check balls were seating. They kind of just wore a little bit. This one's actually pretty bad. So that wore. So I have a new separator plate coming in the mail. It's not here quite yet, but that's like one of the last steps when I assemble the bottom of the transmission there with the valve body. For now, I can get all the gears and stuff in. So yeah, anyway, got a new separator plate coming. And then I damaged both of my clutch springs, taking them out with like a homemade tool. I damaged them just by, yeah, you can see that there, just bending the spring, like not properly doing it. So my recommendation is to just get the proper tool. This was like $40 on Amazon. And yeah, so I have a new one there, new one in the box. And then the one worn hard part besides the separator plate was our Sprag washer or bushing here. You can see that it actually kind of looks machined because it's worn so evenly, but that should not be worn like that. I'll show you the other one. It should be smooth like that. I tried to find this bushing like based off this SKF number, but I could not find it. So I ended up ordering the whole Sprag assembly. It looks a little different, but I measured the thickness, OD, ID, and I counted the teeth, and it's the exact same as that. So I'm guessing that's just some sort of updated or aftermarket design. Yeah, so that's all my parts. And I freaking, God bless the 4L60E, because all these parts I ordered like literally right off Amazon Prime, and like I think these were like 20 bucks each, shipped to my door. Same thing for this. This was, I don't remember, 20, 30, 40 bucks and shipped to my door. So gotta love working on common American vehicles. I also forgot to mention, I spilt my coffee, so this is already a great fucking start to the build. Just kidding. I'm not really that mad. Okay, so the first step of assembly is to replace the 3 seals on the lower reverse piston and then install it back in the housing. To lubricate all my seals, I just took a water bottle and drilled a little hole in the top and then filled it up with transmission fluid just so I can squirt it onto the seals. Installing our new spring, and also, once again, I would highly recommend getting the spring compression tool just so you don't damage and have to buy a new one like I did. Now I'm going to install the output hub and output shaft, and then I have my thrust washer here that I inspected, and like I said, I cleaned and put WD-40 in there to displace any water, and I'm going to pre-lubricate everything with my little bottle sprayer here. Okay, now I'm going to install the planetary gear. I already inspected all my little pinions here, and then I again pre-lubed my thrust bearing, and then there's another thrust bearing in there that you want to inspect and pre-lube as well. Next, we're going to install our lower reverse clutches and steels. The clutches I let soak in oil already. Okay, now we're going to install our low roller clutch housing and the snap ring. Next, we're going to install the sun shell assembly with the sun gear, pinions, all that stuff. I already installed the little black tab that goes on the back of the sun shell. Next, we'll do the sun gear, sun shell, reaction shaft with a pre-lubed thrust washer on the bottom. Nope, fell out there. Pre-lubed thrust washer for the planetary gear. Next, we have our sun gear snap ring. Alright guys, I gotta show you how I was thinking about it afterwards actually. It's not the sun gear shaft snap ring, it would be the output shaft snap ring. But I have to show you how I got it in, because holy shit, that sucked. I'm not even kidding, that has been the hardest part of this job so far, was getting that snap ring in. Maybe I shouldn't have returned those angled snap ring pliers to the Canadian Harbor Freight, but honestly, once I got this set up, it wasn't too bad. So I'll show it to you since this helped me quite a bit. So yeah, I just have the transmission housing sat on my 2 storage totes here, with the output shaft going through the center. Obviously, storage totes support the housing, output shaft down, and then that's what I was using to assemble all the clutches and the sun shell housing, or whatever the hell it's called there. But yeah, so originally I was trying to put that snap ring on while I was on the bench, so I had gravity fighting against me. Everything wasn't centered and I couldn't really see what I was doing, but I wasn't able to do it in this position because the output shaft would fall through. So what I ended up doing is I stacked a bunch of 2x4s and some plywood I had until it like wedged up to hold the output shaft so it wouldn't fall through. And then I put that snap ring on the groove there, and I just kind of held it in place like that with my thumb, and then I worked it around with a screwdriver, and then it clicked. The one end of the snap ring clicked into the groove, and that's when I knew I was on the right track. And then yeah, just worked it around slowly with a screwdriver, and it finally clicked in. So like I said, so far this whole job, that's been the biggest pain in the butt. I probably spent the last half an hour just trying to get that snap ring in, but that's what helped me, so I figured I'd get that on film here. Now we're going to assemble our 3/4 shift drum. New spring cage. Time to install the Overrun clutch. Our seal. Thrust bearing. Now I'm installing the new Sprag to my gear assembly. Install the Sprag to the housing. Now we're going to install the forward clutches. Now we're going to install the pièce de résistance, or however you pronounce that. Anyway, it's the 3/4 clutch time. This was the main failure of our transmission. As you can see, there's a little bit of wear on the apply plate there, but the kit didn't include a new one, so that will work. But like I said, that was the main failure of our transmission. Okay, we are now going to put our input drum assembly back together. Starting with this piston, I'm going to replace the 2 seals here. Now we're going to rebuild our pump. Now we're going to mate the reverse input drum to the input housing. Now we're going to drop the drum assembly into the casing. Next, I'm going to install the shift band. Now we're going to install the oil pump. Now we're going to install our parking bracket. Next, I'm going to install the accumulator piston and the wiring harness. Now, I'm going to install the new separator plate I got, and then we have the, I can't remember what it's called, leveling plate or something, and then we have the accumulator. Alright, with our separator plate in place, I'm going to install all the check balls and then the valve body. Install the shift detent spring. Now we're going to install our torque converter lockup solenoid, the PWM solenoid, and then connect all the electrical connectors. Alright, I already have my gasket in place, and then the gasket, and I'm going to put the pan on and torque it up. Okay, now I'm going to install my 2/4 shift servo. I have everything cleaned up, new seals installed, and everything lubricated. Now we're going to install the tail housing. All right, our last step for now, we're going to install the transmission range sensor, the bracket, and the shifter. All right, boys and girl, just like that, I'm done rebuilding my transmission. Yeah, overall, how'd the job go? Not too bad, to be honest. Like, there's some hang-up points, like trying to get the spring cages out and stuff like that. Like, my recommendation would be to have the proper tools. Like, I got this compressor tool that helped me quite a bit. Again, is pretty cheap on Amazon, so I would say it's worth it. Yeah, all went back together. I put all the parts in it that I took out, so I'm hopeful. Checked my end float spec. It's within spec. It's turning, so, you know, only time will tell once we put it in and drive it. This is my first transmission rebuild, so wish me luck. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you like the video, and stay tuned where I install this thing and see if it works. Have a good day.